Hello and welcome. Let's talk today about Switzerland as a gambling market. Currently, Switzerland has an online gambling market is basically non-existing. There is no online legislation, etc., for the Swiss market, and it's let's say it's very unusual to have like a market in Switzerland which is like still that restricted. And there has been some trends coming lately that there is the thinking about opening at least the online versions, the online gambling possibilities in the future. And Swiss thinking tanks have made their analysis about it, and that the current situation is simply not effective or efficient. And efficiency usually is a strength of the Swiss country. So, Switzerland, what can they do? I expect the following. I expect them to look at the USA and see what they have done. And basically, what the US has done is that each different state has put up their own regulations, their own rules, their own way how to interact, like in what countries, in what states you can do what, and so on. What are the protections for the players, etc. And in Switzerland, we could do the same. There are all those cantons, and why not making like for each canton exactly the same thing? Like you have like certain rules, and every canton can decide by themselves. Okay, do we open up for online gambling for the citizens of our canton, or don't we? In America, this has happened gradually. Like there were times where you could only play like in certain states, for example, like when it was poker, that you could only play like in New Jersey and Nevada. And in Switzerland could be the same thing. Like certain cantons could open gradually, just like in America with those states. And we would have like step by step, like more and more companies entering the market. And usually that is what's going to happen in the gambling world. Like some countries open up and some countries restrict more. You could see that like with countries like Germany or the UK, Sweden, etc., where the gambling regulations has gotten stricter, while suddenly like the US almost surprisingly has opened up for sports betting in lots of states now. So it's always gambling is always like on a wave, like going from restriction to opening, liberation, and having all those rules, all those laws. So I think Switzerland, with all the backlash from Germany, Austria, and so on, there's a good chance that the Swiss could say, like, okay, we can make some money there, or we can open it up and make it more efficient. Like currently, the Swiss citizens have the same issues, or the Swiss government has the same issues. There's no tax money coming from the online gambling in Switzerland, and this all goes via VPNs, etc., to unregulated casinos who take the risk of having Swiss customers and live with it until they get shut down sooner or later and disappear and then reappear with a different branding. And for the Swiss government, that makes no sense. And let's hope that when this opening happens, not yet confirmed, but the trend is definitely showing like positive signs of that. When that happens, that it's gonna be like step by step, like in America, and it's going to be interesting for a lot of German-facing sports books and casinos, online casinos, like how to enter that market, because the Swiss customer has always been like very profitable, and unfortunately, like this, like step by step, when those companies became more public or went public or were sold into more official hands, that those customers had to be blocked from entering those customer bases. And it would be wonderful for them to have those Swiss customers return to their sites where they can play safely and with the protection from any addiction, etc. That would be a welcome sight. Will it happen? Well, we'll keep our eyes on it, and I would personally bet on it that next year, 2023, is going to be like the first states which will push for it and will do official licensing procedure, which then a lot of gambling companies will then enter. Thanks for watching the video and see you next week.